everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Saints going up against the Redskins. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call on this Week 3 matchup.
We are just inside the Beltway. It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller. For the first time with Devontae Freeman. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. On 2nd down. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. It'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down. Now the veteran punter for the Saints, Thomas Morstead, on to punt on 4th down. Taking it about the 16. We're going to get whistles and a stop, a man down on the return. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They come up in an offset eye. Now a first carry for Latavius Murray. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Holding. Defense.
And you, as a former defender, should know that the referees are watching this closely. Defensive holding.
They watch it awfully closely. I sure wish they'd let it be 5.5 yards like they do for the offensive guys. But in this case, they were strict with the rule.
Following the penalty, it's Murray. Bulldozes past him. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
4 yards remaining now on 2nd down. The play clock's running down. He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They'll look to throw. He completes it to Bryant. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20 at the 15.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Back to throw now on first down. Escobar with it over the middle. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And this is taken in for a... His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Redskins have taken a first quarter. He is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score. And they should it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
Most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
They go play action here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They overload him that time on the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
He's been no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Shaquille Barrett in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be fourth down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a fourth down situation. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This is taken around the 12. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. And trotting back out there now, this Saints defense. And a touchdown given up the last time they were out there, so maybe need to refocus a little bit.
And make sure that they don't start finger-pointing with each other, because oftentimes when a touchdown's given up, you say, okay, where did that happen? Who broke down? Who gave it up? Instead, just go back out there, be a unit again, a little bit better.
Yeah, see if they can play a little bit better on this drive. Play clock winding down. He'll drop to throw. Bryant with a catch.
That's about you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll set up to throw. Out left side here to Bryant. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Out to the left here to Reed. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Sheldon Rankins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to FedEx Field following this short break. Back now, as I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play. Thank you.
And those first downs do add up. The offense keeps the ball moving downfield and keeps their defense on the bench, giving them a chance to rest.
Bryant, the lone receiver left. Back to throw here. That's caught at the 2. And he takes it in. Touchdown.
Terrific at running these types of plays.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Here's the Redskins now as their kick unit will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now.
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
They'll get 17 yards there, and the Saints are going to get a first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Now back to throw. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 11 on the gain there, and it'll be first down, Saints.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Caught by Snead over the middle. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So they need to determine if that need...
After reviewing the play, the reading of the field is reversed.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
Right side caught by Jackson. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on third. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. It's complete to Flainer. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. They'll look to throw here on first down. Jackson's got it over the middle. And he's brought down, but not before reaching the 8-yard line. 20 yards on the pickup there. And the Saints are set up now with a 1st and goal. They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. Again, he'll drop to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. They'll wind up losing 3 yards there on the play as that'll lead to a 2nd and goal. And now they're in the hurry-up. They're going to look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we send you... Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the 3rd quarter. Let me spit this out. Now it's Crowder. And he'll get it up to about the... ...26-yard line just across the 25. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to it.
Latavius Murray. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Washington. Latavius Murray, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins find a way to stretch their lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Freeman again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming.
Well, after what we just saw, we know that with third down coming up, this is not a gimme for the offense. They've got to figure out what they want to do. Do they challenge their offensive line and try and run it? Or do they go ahead and concede that this is a tough defense and put it in the air?
A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They've been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
And this will be taken at the 13.
Illegal block in the back. Return team. Automatic first down.
Watch tight end. 4 down. Check. 4 down. Here we go.
They run with Murray. And some room to roam now. Latavius Murray. Past the 20. Touchdown. Washington. Latavius Murray, an even 90 yards. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead. So their backs were against the wall, deep back in their own territory, and they run it all the way down into the end zone.
That takes a lot of coordination for an offensive team, doesn't it? Because, let's face it, it's really not a surprise that they're going to run the ball in that situation. Backed up that close to their own end zone, usually do call running plays, trying to be safe. Instead, it turns into an electrical run, a bolt for your team, and off he goes to the races.
Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Here's the Redskin defense. They get set for this next possession. And a great job last time. They got the fourth down stop. It led to points. See if they can make magic happen twice.
How about the defense, though? You're going to go for it against us on your own side of the field. Rose up and stopped them, went off the field and said, offense, take over, put it in the end zone for us. And that's exactly what they did.
Puts a little chip on their shoulder when that happens, right?
Yeah, a lot of meanness involved in that. When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
Third and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got it over the middle. Fleener. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Redskins will take possession with a 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop it? And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Still first down.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Murray, the lone setback. They'll look to throw now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Jordan Reed has it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
They were full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best run.
Touchdown, Washington! Martavis Bryant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And this Redskins offense continues to pour it on. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. We get a glance at the Redskins defense as they go back out there now. They were able to force that 3 and out. That led to a touchdown. And defenses obviously love 3 and outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast, but it set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored.
Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you go lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. Well, in tapping those toes, he tried to get both in bounds. He could not do it, though.
In tap dance parlance, could not complete the shuffle. All right, needed to get that shuffle down with both feet, not just one.
Is that what they say?
There it is. You know, put a little sand down on the stage.
I'll take your word for it, my man. A good pickup there, a 22.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Back now at FedEx Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Demarcus Lawrence coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now back to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. To give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Murray, the lone setback. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. 20, Martavis Bryant, touchdown, Washington. Martavis Bryant, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And this Redskins offense is running away with this one.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear that?
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick.
Now the ball comes loose. And the tight end has it, Fleener. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. On 1st down, Murray. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. On the stop, it's Delvin Breaux.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Time running out here on the play clock. They'll look to throw here. And Reed with it over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL. When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Back to throw here. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the sauce.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say,
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. The Redskins looking for another timeout, and they get it. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And taken right at the 35. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this.